Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is going to be my review on the first episode of TNT's Snowpiercer. So I quite enjoyed the first episode of Snowpiercer. If any of you have never seen the 2013 film adaptation starring Chris Evans, make sure to go back and watch it, it's an incredible film. But you definitely don't need to see it to understand the show, as it isn't a direct sequel or prequel, and this can be seen through small differences such as the train in the show being much larger than in the film. Also, it still holds the same premise. The rich are in the front, the poor are in the back, and everyone else in between, with it being a massive allegory for the human race. So without further ado, let's get into it. Immediately we kick off with an introduction of how the planet froze, with Mr. Wilfred building a train that could survive only allowing the rich or those with purpose onto the train, which is 1001 cars long, which again is another difference between the film and the show. But many of course had no other option than to invade the train. This was actually a start that I loved, with a massive action set piece, which just echoes the movie so well. Also, in case you didn't catch it, the scene where Layton calms down the tailies, Layton says, "Yeah, I remember you too," to the commander. That's from this opening scene, where the commander got the scar. Also, the fact that a random Aussie was thrown in was fantastic. Now I'm just waiting for the New Zealander. Our main characters by the looks of it will be Jennifer Connelly's Mulaney Cavill and definitely David Diggs' Leighton Well. But anyone who watches a fair amount of television will see a lot of familiar faces. Personally, Stephen Ogg, who plays Pike, and Ido Goldberg, who plays Bennett. Bennett's the guy we see in the last scenes of the episode at the front of the train. All quite good actors and also some good supporting role actors as well. The cinematography was fantastic this episode, with the opening transition between animation and life being almost seamless, as well as the way lighting was played with. Also, in the first 15 minutes or so, the show switches between the front and the back of the train really well, giving us a look at both sides of daily life. Onto the story though, Layton is brought out of the tail of the train to solve a murder, which echoes one that happened years ago. Of course, Layton is a detective and the only one on the train. Although it's made apparent that no one, and I mean no one, at the front of the train likes him. Also, a very well done parallel is that through the episode a whole lot of bad stuff happens at the back. It's dark, it's gloomy, and even Sergei Rachmaninoff's Piano Concert No. 2 sets that scene. Also, the composer himself is a great allegory for the back of the train, as he lived quite a horrible life at times, often struggling with depression. So it stays within the theme of the back of the train. Of course, Ivan's death leads to a revolution, which, due to a lack of information, fails, as Layton predicted, and Pike and his people are forced to surrender. On to the quite badly done reveal of the episode, the reveal that Mulaney is Mr. Wilfred. Honestly, kind of a waste. I felt the pacing of the episode and ideas were a little mixed, but this was a massive hit and miss. I like the idea that Mr. Wilfred is dead, and that Mulaney kept it alive because, as explained, every part of the ecosystem has to be managed, especially the fear of Mr. Wilfred. Although this felt like it was a season finale reveal thrown into the first episode. Also, now I really want sushi. Overall, good episode. Again, the pacing was a little off, but it is a good start, and I look forward to the next episodes. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. For anyone wondering, my The 100 review will likely be out the day after the first episode of Season 7 premieres, so look forward to that. In the meantime, make sure to subscribe, and I would say check out my Snowpiercer playlist, but you've just watched the entirety of it. Well done, and thanks for watching.